Okay, y'all, so I'm alive. Okay, so I know I've been getting the messages and everything about what's going on, if I'm still trucking. And I know last time I was supposed to pick up from where I left off, from where I left Warner and I left Dollar General. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, it's been hell out here, but hell in a good way. Like, I've been with my new company for going on 3 months. Yeah, 3 months now, and pardon me. I'm like on, like, you can call a layover. So I ordered my Cajun, you know, boil from Hook and Reel. So I'm about to tear this shit up. But before I get into that, I just want to say that it's been crazy because I'm like super busy. When I say I'm going, like, yeah, I've been out here. So I'm actually team driving now. So I actually did get into a new company. Like I said, 3 months. I'm team driving now, and I've been with my co-driver for 3 months now. So the first time I went out, I was out for 3 weeks over the road. So 3 weeks OTR, 48 states. So we stay out 3 weeks and we're off like 1 week or a week and a half or a week and some days, depending on when you go home, basically. But realistically, it's supposed to be 3 weeks out and then 1 week home. So I did my first 3 weeks out, 1 week home, and then the other run I did almost 5 weeks. So I did almost 5 weeks over the road, and I had to cut into my my time off as well. So I just had to leave from my house, catch a flight. I'm catching a flight to meet up with a new co-driver because my current co-driver is pretty much on vacation mode. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep making money. So I'm pairing up with another co-driver who doesn't have a partner right now, so we can run until my co-driver gets back from her vacation. So I'm gonna just try and pick up where I left off from, because I know that's the main thing. So the last time I made my video, I was basically off the Dollar General account, and I spoke on that. So after I left Dollar General, I pretty much decided to do teams, because at that point it was no other options for me, and I was trying my best to still stick with Werner. So I decided that, okay, that's my only option. I wasn't trying to find a new company and go train all over again. So I had this guy that reached out to me, and funny enough, he's basically someone that was in my whole orientation class at Warner. We sat beside each other the whole time. We tested out together. So I had a little moment to get more familiar with him, get used to him. I'm somewhat used to him. I don't really know him like too much about him, but I felt comfortable, you know. So when he reached out to me, he was like, oh, he saw my name on the list for team drivers, because at that point Werner was basically just taking your information, putting it on a team driver list, and anybody could call you from that list. That's really how it goes. So he reached out to me and he was like, I think I know you. You're in my class, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. So we got to talking and everything. I thought we had like a plan. Like, you want to get money, I want to get money, we both gonna get money. You're coming off your account, I can't stand my account. So we both have a mutual goal here. We're trying to get money. We're trying to get to 6 months with Warner at least, and so forth, and just have like a good beginning to our trucking career. Now, I was new. He was already with two companies before coming to Warner. So he was with 2 companies, and for both companies he only stayed for a month. So a month with one, a month with the other, and now he's in his first month basically with Warner, and he was on a Coca-Cola account. So boom, I'm not trying to draw this out like I normally do. So we met up at Warner. He handed in his truck because he didn't have anything at all on his truck. When I say nothing, he had a comforter, a bag with probably maybe a change of clothes, and his shoes. That's it. He didn't have safety gloves, nothing. I don't know how this dude even survived, but whatever. He knows what he's doing. So he decided to hand in his truck. We stayed in my truck, because my truck, I had every single thing that I would need on that truck. So we were good. We got our run. We headed out or whatever. I think for Werner, I don't want to lie. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember how much the CPM was for teams, but I know that in the beginning it was a bonus of $2,500. So the $2,500 bonus, and then the CPM rate, and basically if you went over a certain amount, a certain mileage or whatever, per month you get like a certain additional like 2 cents more or 4 cents more. Don't quote me, because it was 3 months, almost 4 months ago, so my memory's not that fresh. So whatever, we teamed up, we got our first run or whatever. I did my driving, all that good stuff. When it was time for him to take over, I told him that basically it's gonna be hard for me to fall asleep, you know, like I don't really trust people driving with me in cars. I normally stay awake, so to trust someone in a truck, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of difficult. So I wanted to just see how he drove, to see how comfortable I would be to sleep, because at this point we're both desperate. I don't think we really wanted to do teams, but we had no choice at that point. It's either leave the company or team drive, or you stay out until an account becomes open and make no money. So we drove. He took over. It was so bad because I think we hit a storm. It was a snowstorm at that point, and he was driving. But I ain't gonna lie, when he was driving, he scared the shit out of me, because I just feel like if you start driving right away and then you're hearing the little sensors go off that you're going out your lane, yeah, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that you can't stay in your lane as soon as you start driving. That's a problem. And then he just seemed kind of uncomfortable to me when he was driving. Like he didn't really want to do it. Like, I don't know, he just looks so awkward. But whatever, it was weird. We had to drive, we was going through snow. I give that to him. I couldn't say nothing because it was heavy snow and we were driving. I asked him if he want to pull over. He still kept on going. God guided us and we got to our destination. But long story short, the biggest issue with that, my first team driving experience with Warner, was because my partner, he wasn't on the clean side. It's bad saying that, but he just wasn't on the clean side. It was more so, first it started with a hygiene issue. So I went into the truck one day and I smelled this weird scent, right? And I didn't know where it came from, but I remember we were in an international truck. So on an international truck, there's like a little step area you can step on to go in the top bunk. So I saw a footprint with mud on it, and I saw a footprint with mud on the counter. So I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Because I didn't do it, and I don't want to call him out. He didn't say anything. He ignored me. Then I said it again. And then eventually he's like, oh, what are you talking about, the mark? He's like, oh, I stepped up there with my shoes to go in the top bunk. So I'm like, yo, why would you do that? That's like really unsanitary. That's not clean. Buddy basically told me that he wears his shoes in the bed because his shoes smelled bad. So that's where the little stench was coming from. So I'm like, yo, you don't need to do that. I emptied out a cabinet for you. So if you want to throw the shoes in the cabinet, that would actually drown out the smell, so we don't have to smell all that shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all that stench in my nose. Okay, that was strike one. Strike two, I realized that he ain't taking showers. Right? In the beginning, we started talking about points. He told me he has like a lot of points with Loves and a lot of points with TA. So I'm like, good, I don't really have a lot of points or whatever, but teams, I know if you have 1 credit for a shower, you both can shower in 2 separate bathrooms. So I'm like, okay. Now we went to the Loves, I think it was Loves, and I'm like, oh, let's go shower, I need to shower or whatever. I realized like he's a little hesitant, like he ain't saying like he's gonna shower. So I'm like, oh, let's go shower. At this point, I'm trying to be a mother here, because I don't want to be like, yo, dude, I'm uncomfortable, it stinks in the truck, I don't feel comfortable at this point, like, can you just take a shower? It's very weird. Like, you were in your truck by yourself. At that point, you're now with a woman. At that point, you gotta adjust and change up some stuff a little bit. You can't be acting the same way. When you're in your truck solo, anything goes. But as a team driver, that's when you have to learn to compromise and change up certain stuff about yourself. It's just facts. Otherwise, the team's not gonna work. You gotta be willing to compromise to make the relationship work and get your money out here. So he was like, oh, I don't have enough points. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you're a liar, because you told me you have points, right? I'm the one with the low points, but I had 1 credit. So I'm like, no worries, I have 1 credit, we could go take a shower. He straight up said, I'll just do it tomorrow. Now mind you, this is a young ass boy. He's probably like 30, married, all that stuff. So I'm like, what the hell? So that's strike 2. He don't really like to shower. I tell you no lie, we went a week and this guy did not shower for a week. And I'm not only talking shower, he wasn't even brushing his teeth. It got so bad to the point where whenever we had to change our drive shifts, International, the one we had, it only has fabric seats. Yeah, tell me why when he got up, like, I legit smelled a bad odor leaving the seat. It got so bad to the point where I had to start sanitizing the steering wheel. I had to cover the seats with blankets and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted to make sure that there was no contact between whenever he sat down and when I had to go sit down to do my drive shift. That's how bad it was. In the beginning, and that was the first week. In the beginning, I didn't want to come off rude. I didn't want him to feel anyway. But once I realized that he's comfortable, he doesn't want to take showers, he doesn't care about his appearance, how he was looking. I'm talking just like one of those dudes where you're walking behind him, his pants is below his ass crack. His ass crack is all out. I'm not even exaggerating. So at that point, I was just disgusting. But regardless, I try to hold on because I don't want to have to go through the bullshit of finding a new team driver. At this point, I'm getting discouraged with Werner. I'm not feeling like this is the place for me. I feel like in the beginning it was great, and then now it just changed, all because we wanted to change the account we were on, and they were pushing team drivers at that point. They were, I don't know how they are now, but they were pushing team drivers so much. It was like scary. It was ridiculous. Like, nothing else existed but team driving. So a lot of us was basically pushed into becoming a team driver. So whatever, I'm on my strike 2. I'm not feeling good, in the truck stinks at this point. I just want to get out, but I continued. We're moving to our second week, right? Second week now, we just started butting heads because at that point I realized that, yo, you disrespectful. You don't even care. You see how clean I have the truck. I already spoke with you that as a woman, you know, I take pride in hygiene. Like, you don't even care to adjust or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I'm not trying to be nice because you're not trying to be nice. So I really don't care about your feelings at this point. So me and him just constantly kept on butting heads with little stuff. And I'm not even mentioning half the stuff that happened, guys, because it's just going to draw out the video. But what really, the straw that broke the camel's back, the straw that broke the camel's back was basically, I remember we started butting heads or whatever. We were late for our ETA, and he went inside. He stopped the fuel. He put the fuel hoses in the tanks. He walked off and went inside. I was about to go to sleep, or try, because I forgot to tell y'all, during the 2 weeks that I was out with this dude, I probably slept probably 3 days. I only slept 3 days, and that's because we were parked. I was never able to sleep with him driving. That's one thing I can say, a con with team driver. If you don't have a driver that you trust, you're not gonna be able to fall asleep. You're gonna have anxiety out here with your team driver. So that was my experience with him. I had anxiety. I didn't trust him how he drove. Certain stuff was just weird. Backing, I'll give the backing to him. I'll give credit where it's due. Backing, he's fine. But you see that driving, something was weird. Something weird was going on right there. So he went inside to the I think it was pilots, but whatever. He went inside. So I'm thinking he probably went to use the restroom. That's understandable, right? Because remember I tell you, we late for our ETA, so we trying to make the ETA at this one, new ETA. I don't see him coming back. So what did I do as a team driver, your co-driver? I decided to get out the truck and continue fueling, make sure that's done, and do the def, right? So I did the def. Fueling done. Def fueled. Everything's done. We supposed to be heading out. I'm waiting. I realize I don't see him. So I call him. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna call his name. If he watching, yeah, you know yourself. So I call him like, yo, where the hell are you? Because at this point, what the hell's going on? He's like, oh, it's a fueling done. I said, yeah, I got out the truck and I did it. He's like, oh, what about the def? I said, yeah, I got out the truck and I did the def. It's done. We gotta go. He's like, well, I'm coming. I have to use the bathroom, which is what I thought he did. Man, I saw this boy come out with a bag full of food and this and that and blah blah blah. He was taking his nice little time in there because he one of them people where if you're already late, it's fine. It don't make no sense for you to rush, right? I don't think that's how it should be. If you're late, you need to start pushing gas at this point because you don't want to be too late, far outside your ETA, right? So he came out. Guys, I ain't gonna lie, when he got in the truck, I lost it. I was like, what the fuck? I lost it, and then I guess he lost it too. He's like, I don't give a fuck, I don't care at this point and whatever. So we was both going at it. Man, I didn't know this boy was gonna be spiteful as hell. When I tell you, he started driving, y'all. We were supposed to go to Chicago. I'll never forget Chicago. He started driving, right? Man, remember, I can't sleep, so I'm up watching him. But most of the time, he don't know I can see what's going on. I'm watching him. This boy start driving slow as hell. This boy was doing 40, 43 in a 70 zone, with no hazards on. What do they tell you when you're in those zones? If you're below this amount, 45, put your hazards on, right? No hazards. I'm watching semis after semis come around him. I ain't gonna lie, guys, I wanted to cry. I almost started crying because I was scared. And I'm like, yo, you want me to drive for you? Because he looked like he was about to fall asleep. He just didn't want to drive. I don't know what the hell is going on. But again, we just had an argument, so he was being vindictive. So after that whole thing or whatever, he don't want me to drive for him. I had to stay up the whole time. I couldn't sleep. I remember we were going over a bridge in Chicago. I remember seeing, I don't remember the name. We were going over some bridge, and I tell you no lie, I thought this dude was about to drive off the bridge the way he was acting. When I say I was scared, I was scared. I remember he stopped the truck. 2 or 3 hours early before his drive shift was finished. He didn't say nothing to me. He stopped the truck, parked the truck, got in the top bunk, and that was it. So I'm like, oh, now you being nasty. I'm not getting sleep. When I'm driving, he actually gets to sleep, y'all. I'm the one missing sleep, and he's being petty and being vindictive. So 3 hours less. He stopped driving 3 hours before his drive time. I had to pick it up, and I told myself, I said, you know what, God, guide me. I'm tired. Guide me to the freaking shipper, because we were picking up the shipper or whatever, right? Guide me to the shipper, because once I get to the shipper, I'm not going to no other location with this guy. He gonna have to come off the truck. And I felt so bad that I had to be like, he gotta come off the truck, because I would never want nobody to do that to me. But granted, he messing with my safety at this point, so you gotta go. So we got to the shipper in Chicago. I backed in at that point too. I started backing for myself. I started just being more confident, trying and doing more stuff for myself, because I realized that this guy, man, one night he watched me I had to do a 90-degree whatever. I had to back from the blind side, and that boy stayed up in the bunk the whole time. I'm asking, are you up? Because I need a spotter. He would not answer me. After that, I said, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna get into those docks. And I got into the dock at Chicago. I picked up and I waited for my TM, my DM, whatever, FM to come in, my fleet manager. And once they came in, I was like, yo, I'm not going nowhere with this dude. I don't feel safe. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not. It's just done. They had to eventually like tell him he can get off the truck if he wants to leave, because both of us are not getting along. He had to leave. So he had to get off the truck, catch an Uber, go get a rental. They reimbursed him for the rental, and drive back to the terminal, because I wasn't having it. I remember I had to do two runs by myself solo, and then they sent me home. They basically sent me home to PA, and I stayed out for a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, when I got home, guys, they stole my car. They stole my car, but I'm gonna pick up on another video about me being over the road and coming home to them stealing my Hyundai Elantra from my freaking house. Did a little TikTok challenge, joyride, and wrecked my fucking car. But whatever. I digress. I'm not gonna get into that next video. So all in all, honestly, and I still haven't told y'all everything, it was more of a hygiene issue, but I tried to bypass that. But when he started messing with my safety, with how he drove and being vindictive, I couldn't do it no more. So we only last for teams almost 2 weeks, and we were supposed to get the bonus after 2 weeks. We didn't even qualify for the bonus because we didn't get to a full 2 weeks. We did a week and something. So that's even worse. So team driving, if you don't get the right person, it can be nasty as hell out here. And it was nasty for me. My first experience was so bad that I was traumatized. I didn't want to team drive again. So it's kind of funny that now, fast forward to 3 months after, I am team driving, because my company only does team driving, so I have no choice. But it's a security reason, so it works out. You understand why. But that situation made me never want to team again. So the pros with team driving: the mileage are great when it works. The mileage are really, really good. Like Yo, I'll be going through so much with my camera and my phone. That's another thing that prevented me from recording, but I'm just gonna pick up so my camera's like not overheating. I just can't deal with this shit. But pros for me with teams, you get a lot more miles. Like recently when we stayed out for like almost 5 weeks, we were at like close to 7,000 miles. So we do get very good miles as teams. So your money is better, it's more consistent with team driving. Additionally, if you're like me, because I'm only like, I've had my CDL for 7 months, but I've only been realistically driving in the field for 5 months. So I trained for like 3 weeks with my trainer. Then I got a test out, and that brought me to a month, and I'm actually driving for 5 months now in the field. So that's a good thing too, because if you have someone that's more experienced, which I would think is better, I think it would be worse to have two rookies together. But if you have one driver that's more experienced and the other one is more new, then they can feed off of the other person. That person can guide them more, and then sometimes you have that guidance to help you. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have two people versus one in certain situations. There's certain stuff that that person may know, what that you may not know, and there's also certain things that you may know and the other person don't know. So because my co-driver, she's been team driving from the jump. She's been like a year and something, and me, I've already done solo team driving and regional account by myself. So our experiences are very different. So she can show me a lot of stuff that I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And then even with backing, if I'm having a difficult, backing, she'll help me with that because she's more experienced. So she's better at her backing, than me. And I'm comfortable saying that because honestly, I'm humble enough to be like, sometimes out here, the docks that we have to go to, Dollar General has nothing on those docks. When I say we're going into really tight quarters, we're going to docks where they close us in the building and stuff like that. They close down the garage door. We're going to cages, stuff like that. So we're not dealing with regular docks now for my new company. We're like, yeah, it's crazy. Some of these places should not exist, but we're doing it big. So that's a pro I'll say with team driving. But honestly, the cons are more. There's more cons when it comes to team driving because the personality difference. Some people out here, some drivers out here just are nasty. They don't like to take showers. They're okay with it. Some of them it's a cultural thing. I don't want to go there, but some of them it's a cultural thing. Like they won't do the deodorant. They're okay with doing 2 weeks, no showers. I'm not made like that. I'm sorry. I'm not built like that. Okay? Now, have I missed showers? Fuck yeah, because in the situation, there's sometimes you're not going to be able to park up somewhere, or you might run out of time for certain stuff. Like there's a lot of factors that can, or you need to run and get to your ETA. Yeah, but a week? No, baby. And remember, I showed y'all in the last video, I have those little sponges. I take showers on the truck. Me and Michael, we legit took a shower. When I mean bucket with water, we took a shower on that truck. So there's no excuses for you going a week or 2 weeks without taking a shower. But the cons, it's a lot of cons to team driving. Yeah, it's a lot of cons. So honestly, you have to be really lucky to find a team driving situation that's going to work for you. A lot of companies push it, but it's one of the hardest things to find when it comes to team drivers that actually work. But if you bought your money, you're able to find someone who's bought their money, it can work. The money's more consistent. So right now for me, it's good, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be with my company, my new company, for minimum a year. So I'm willing to tough it out right here. So far it's been good. Like right now, they have me in the hotel. I'm about to fly out tomorrow, meet up with a co-driver like I said, and then we're just gonna run until my actual co-driver comes back. But I just want to say that I apologize. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to make these videos out here, but it's kind of harder because I'm not solo anymore, so I don't have the space, and I don't have a 10-hour reset where I'm parked up. Once my 10-hour drive time, because I drive 10, we do 10 and leave our last hour or whatever. Once I do my 10-hour drive time, I'm in the bunk and I'll be tired. Like team driving, you're tired, like you just constantly on the go. When I get in that bunk, the truck is still moving, so I don't have time to be like, let me set up here, let me set up there. So it's been like a huge adjustment for me to make. So I'm trying to, you know, do my best to put information out, but I also have to be cautious. Like, I can't mention the name of the company I drive for on here, so that's that I have to think about. I can't record various sections of the truck, you know, like, so I'm making sure I stay out of trouble. So bear with me, I'm trying to find ways around it. I can record in cab, but like I said, we're on the go, and by the time I get a layover, I'm sleeping. So yes, I'm still trucking, I'm still out here. I'm 7 months CDL, 5 months driving. I'm counting down to my 1 year. So hopefully, you know, I can just get through my first year and then it's up from there. But again, I'm not gonna drag it out. I'm having issues with my storage anyway, like usual. So that was my team driving experience with Werner. I still have to talk about my solo over the road. I did solo over the road for 3 weeks, and that was some bullshit. But I want to definitely make that video, so to share my experience with Werner for my solo over the road for 3 weeks. And I know I've given a lot of negatives after leaving Dollar General or starting Dollar General, right? But I also want to make a video to let you know about the positives, because there's some positives with me and Werner. It's not all bad. So I want to make sure I put out those 2 videos for you guys, because it's not all bad. There's a lot of stuff I appreciate, you know, with Werner. There's a lot of shit I learned in the span of 2 months. I learned a lot of shit because I was thrown to the wolves. So it's bad, but I appreciate it. But I'm gonna stop the video right here, guys, and I'll pick up on the next one. So I want to thank you so much for not unsubscribing and subscribing. I'm at my 1K now, so I made my goal and it's only up from here. So like, share, subscribe. If you have anything you need to know, if you want to ask me anything, just comment down below, and I'm very quick with responses. So definitely thank you so much. My camera's saying it's overheating. I gotta go, but I hope I can make up for this video. So definitely follow me on Instagram at Just Trucking It Tati, TikTok Just Trucking It Tati, because that's where I'm at. I'm on Instagram a lot. You'll catch me over there non-stop posting videos, scenery, stuff like that over there. So I'm gonna end it right here. I'm about to eat my seafood boil. I'm about to tear this shit up, y'all. I'm about to tear it up, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.